my first video in my first video series. This one is to give my new team members and any others who have shown an interest in me one of the products that I promote, or for anyone from anywhere who has stumbled on this video, some background information about me. Where I've come from: England, Australia, Japan. Where I've lived and travelled to: Pakistan, India, North Africa, Papua New Guinea, Indonesia, Thailand, and the USA. All these places, their peoples and their cultures have had an effect on who and what I am and what I believe. What I did: I was born in London and educated in Wandsworth and Farnborough, Hampshire, famous for the air show. My father was an ex-RAF ground maintenance engineer who kept the Spitfires and Hurricanes flying during the Second World War. And as a young boy, I had the great privilege of sitting in a Spitfire at Biggin Hill, one of the airfields that he was stationed at. A very, very famous airfield for the defence of London. After he left the Air Force, he worked at London Airport and then overseas for BOAC, now British Airways, which explains the travelling and my continuing and undying interest in flight and aerodynamics. Strangely, I studied civil and structural engineering and spent my working career in that profession. My interest in aircraft has been satisfied by designing and building my own models or prototypes, which so far have all flown successfully. Thank goodness. So, how come you're now a leader in MLM? I can almost hear you all saying, well as all I've previously mentioned, I also had an interest in sales, which stemmed from developing an interest in psychology, mainly to understand myself, I suppose, and due to friendships made at Swinburne while I was studying engineering with students from the business studies course, which led to an interest in self-development, which led to an interest in sales and marketing. My first training in sales came from the best trainers in the world, in my opinion, Encyclopedia Britannica salesmen and trainers, and the best training ground, the outlying suburbs of the city of Melbourne and some small towns of country Victoria. I actually started in the middle of winter, and I can tell you that working at night, knocking on people's doors, starting actually late afternoon, making appointments to come back later on, sometimes in the rain, and certainly it was very cold. Melbourne's notorious for its cold winter weather. Anyway, I sold a couple of sets before I went back to continue my engineering studies. And while studying, I found that I could earn more money working in sales than as a trainee engineer during vacations. I already had a great deal of engineering experience from the years I spent studying part-time, and I did a professional sales training course and worked for Testro Brothers in Melbourne selling advertising, as well as working in the evenings telemarketing. All great experiences, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and experience of handling all sorts of objections and getting many, many no's. All sorts of no's. I remember a few occasions, one being chased by a man with a brick up a street, me hopping over fences and carrying my bag, and another one where the chap in the house threatened to get his double-barreled shotgun and to get rid of me. Anyway, eventually I graduated as an engineer and moved on to my engineering career. And for many years, that's what I did: designed and built roads, bridges, dams, retaining walls, multi-story buildings, residential buildings, industrial buildings, and mine sites, infrastructure buildings, and associated conveyors, primary crusher buildings, etc., etc., etc. Now I'm semi-retired and living in Thailand with a new family, a lovely wife and 2 young daughters. And now I've decided to make some money by helping other people develop their sales techniques and mindset, as well as getting some great training myself in new marketing techniques being used on the internet. Well, that's just about it for this video, apart from, of course, a little bit about MLSP. MLSP, My Lead System Pro. When I started out in sales, I learned from the best of people, the best trainers from Encyclopedia Britannica. Now we have the internet and Google+, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and online marketing. And once again, I've been fortunate enough to land on my feet and team up with the best marketers, top earners, and trainers in the industry. Brian Finale, Rob Four, Ray and Jessica Hidden, Steve Jaffe, Michelle and Bill Pesco-Solido, and of course Frank the Bluesman Marino and Mark Harbert, experts, famous for their YouTube mojo. So, if you're not on my team already, but are looking to learn about internet marketing, don't hesitate, take action now. Click the link below and make a start at developing a new interest in your life. Have some fun, learn some new things, make some more money perhaps. Always comes in handy. Whatever happens, you can't lose. Whatever you do from now on, you will have gained new insights and skills. You have learned something about Facebook, how to market on Facebook, how to use YouTube, how to use Google, how to generate leads. So, click the link below and explore the MLSP back office. It'll cost $2 or $10 for a 2 or 10 day temporary membership. Or you could really lash out and invest $19 a month for Academy membership. Anyway, you'll see. Click the link and find out now. You are the masters of your own destinies.